Welcome to another episode of 40 Plus First Time Mom on the Michelle Leann Show. So I'm super excited today, and I am going to jump right in to our topic, which is the soft life. And we're going to talk about, are we in survival mode? It's like a question mark. Are we in survival mode, or are we really living a wholesome, balanced life? So let me pull up my notes because there are a couple things that I want to talk about in this journey and what this soft life thing is going to unveil about us. Okay? Because I think sometimes when we say soft life, it can be praised and you can be excited about it, or it can be off-putting because it gives this image to it. So what is it? Is it about soft as in I'm not going to do anything? Soft as in aesthetics? Is it soft like luxury? What social media think we should be looking at? Or is it something deeper? Which I do believe it is. I believe it is something deeper. I think it's a psychological need for more, a psychological need for fulfillment. I believe that women are tired. You understand? And when I say tired, I'm talking about tired of carrying emotional loads, tired of always being available, tired of not being able to turn their phone off, tired of feeling the pressure of life or the pressures of having to say yes when you really want to say no. It's I don't know. I think it's deeper than having boundaries because we can set boundaries and follow through with them that helps us on our journey, but when there is unrest, when when chaos is like a driving force. That's what I'm talking about. And I'll unpack it a little bit as we go for today's episode. Now, when I say survival mode, it sounds like I'll rest later. I can't wait to get to the end of the week. It sounds like everybody needs me. I'm going to put myself on the back burner. Um, what I need to do for me is not important because X, Y, and Z. And some people may say, oh, there are times we have to sacrifice, which I do agree. Now, for me, for one, when we're doing this 40 plus first time mom thing, our daughter is 3 months. So surely her needs are above mine simply because she cannot fulfill her own needs, I mean, at the stage of her life. So there's a healthy balance in someone needing you and someone who is a well able bodied adult who you've allowed, because I'm not going to say someone is demanding you, but you've allowed them to demand you. You've allowed them to overextend you. And there's something deep in you that feels valued when you're needed, like the need to be needed, which we have to be careful of, or a conditioning, because some people can be conditioned in certain relationships. And I will say the relationships, like sometimes it can be parental. Some people feel obligated to their parent, like I can't tell them no. Um, or it's disrespectful to not be available. And that's another episode altogether. And I'm going to talk from a perspective of navigating unhealthy relationships in my upbringing, as well as what I plan to do with and what we plan to do with our daughter. So we'll talk about that later. That's another can of worms. Today, I want to talk about how people, when women feel guilty for slowing down. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about, where rest feels uncomfortable because you're trained to function under pressure. That's that area. But I also don't want to beat you up because you're there. I want to encourage you to pivot, and practice rest. Practice saying no, even when you can say yes. Practice getting help, when you could possibly do it on your own. It's not that you can't do it on your own, but just get help anyway to make it lighter. Be okay having things lighter. Be okay not having a healthy load. Some feel guilty, and you very well may feel guilty for not having a heavy load. And how can we reverse that? Because the key is not to be in survival mode in life, but to experience life. Those are two different ways to show up. And it's a joy when you can experience your day, not rush through it or be bogged down through it or can't wait to get to the end of it kind of day. So I want to touch on, let me pull up a couple things in my notes. Oh, okay. I want to talk about chronic diseases that can come because we're under stress, we're overburdened, we're emotionally checked out or emotionally abused, how it throws our hormones off. Our emotional health is imbalanced. And because of that, we cannot show up 100% as, you know, the soft life. We cannot show up in or enjoy the soft life. And if we do stop, sometimes it may feel like um, laziness. But I want to say that being intentional about peace is a different way of looking at it because that's what it is. Choosing wellness and boundaries. That's what it is. Emotional safety. That's what it is. It's not about perfection, or having a perfect life, but it is about stopping the process of abandoning yourself and caring for everyone else around you. And I never forget, years ago, learning how if I'm doing something for you, but it hurts me, that's not a good exchange. It's not. It's not. So, how can I show up in relationships where I don't have to exchange my peace, my comfort, my inner desire to rest to accommodate someone else? So in my last episode, I did touch about that because it was about the back burner. It's ironic that the next episode is about the soft life, but I guess it's so prevalent in our generation to where we've looked at social media and the flashy parts of social media, which is not real, just so you all know, they're very unkept parts of our lives. But of course, some people are not going to show that on social media. But we can start our soft life now with getting rest, drinking water, exercising, saying no without guilt, spending time with people who are valuing who we are, protecting our mental health. You can start that soft life with things of that nature. Making it so when you go on vacation, you're not getting away from your life because you enjoy your life. It's an extension of your life. You understand? Because it's such a journey. This is such a loaded topic, and I want to keep it lighthearted. That's why I'm kind of a little bit hesitant in some ways. I keep on dropping his mouse, y'all. Um, but I will say that in when you're a peaceful mother, you create a peaceful environment. And that's important for yourself, your spouse, your children. And we have to be intentional about peace and what that looks like in our lives and embrace it. We deserve to be nurtured, supported, cared for. And I want you to ask yourself a question. I think that's the biggest thing because on my notes, I say this question: am I living from peace or am I constantly surviving? That's like the question. To take time, grab your journals, some tea or coffee or your favorite sparkling water, because I have sparkling waters, and just ask yourself that question. Am I living from peace or am I constantly surviving? And then after you answer that question, either continue and grow in peace or practice. Make it just like a practice, moving toward that peaceful life and away from surviving. Practice by implementing habits and things that'll help you on your journey of saying no, choosing you, getting rest, showing up refreshed. Like it's, have you ever, I never forget when I was a teenager and I worked at Target. That was one of my first jobs as a youngster. And it was this lady that worked in customer service. I can't remember her name right now. She was an older lady when I was 30 years ago. So I'm sure she's probably in her 80s or 90s right now. But she skipped to work every day. And the difference with her is I knew she didn't have to be there. She wanted to be there. It was almost came across as it was an outlet for her. It wasn't going to make or break her, but I just love the joy that exuded from her. And, she was very warm and lighthearted. Like I said, it was almost like she had a pep in her step. It was a skip because you could tell life was not beating her down. And the soft life is a peaceful life, and we can live a peaceful life even with responsibilities. However, balanced responsibilities where our spiritual life, our emotional life, our mental life, our physical life, all those are nurtured properly and we can show up. So that's the episode for today. Just talking about literally the soft life, the joys in embracing the soft life and going through the journey. Just go through it. It may be hard to stand up to some people, and I'm going to share some episodes in some of the episodes, some times in my life where I had to draw a line in the sand and create some boundaries. So I hope this will encourage someone to get out there, live the soft life, enjoy your life, embrace it, and enjoy motherhood. Thank you for tuning in to 40 Plus First Time Mom, and I will see you next time. Take care.